give on the competition. You tell me what we give it to. So the thing they copy and just the nothing for the goal. To be your money, the one you share your soul. Either you cross the road or you bend down low. Mama nah, I'm praying that my people rise. That one day but we show them you're all that we cry. My Lord, we could eat it, we could eat it.
You know, when I see my country blessed with all the natural resources, and yet and still I see my people living in our poverty, then I question myself, where have we gone wrong? I just wish I had the power to share the natural things so everybody can have a taste.
Oh Lord,
because it is a time to be happy. It is nobody time when the country is not better. It is everybody time when the country is better.
When they welcome me, they say they were freedom fighters. When they welcome me, they say they were liberators. But when they kill them, they change their mind. When they kill them, they change their mind. What kind of people they say they are freedom fighters? What kind of people they say they are freedom fighters? You freedom fighter, you raping our freedom fighter, you killing our children. Freedom fighter, you destroy our When they were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they came here, they when they came here, what kind of people they say? What kind of people? Freedom fighter, you raping now. Freedom fighter, you killing now. Freedom fighter, you destroy now.
Not the wind out of your sail. The wind we put in your sail will take it back. How dare you? When you were in political, nobody had to and we resurrected that dead political carcass of yours. Where are you? We did. The issues about which we disagree with us here are still issues that we're concerned about. We're not here to give you Jeremiah. Which is one for president, which is one to We're not going to give the country to a warlord. Everybody is constant in this country. But neither here nor we have brought Prince Johnson this close as you to walk out. I have that proof here too. I will show you as well. He said, Henry, and he has seen coming to that house milk the man. He said, Henry, can you get legally your remedy? My dependable nephew. Do you think you
one more freedom for one more freedom for When they welcome me, they say they were freedom fighters. When they welcome me, they say they were liberators. But when they keep
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a wonderful opportunity it feels
what kind of people
to be back behind these microphones,
what kind of people
to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development.
freedom fighter, you killing our children. Freedom fighter, you destroying our country.
It is a very great Monday morning from the nation's capital in Monrovia. And a pleasant way, we'd like to welcome all of you to yet another exciting conversation about issues making news in Liberia. The most trending and, of course, most important national government issues, governance, economic, infrastructure, social, and what have you. Right here on the big station, Freedom 87.9. Good morning to our friends, our followers, and of course, good morning to those of you in the diaspora. And thanks always for joining us as we bring you issues unfolding in Liberia without fear nor favor. And we speak truth to power. And that's why we are the voices of the people. There are too many things to talk about. Lots of things happening in Liberia. And of course, the weekend was very, very busy on this side of the world, and of course, global-wise. It's also very important to highlight that there were events that began over the weekend that have already begun taking toll on global trade and commerce. With that, we are talking about the Saturday Israel and U.S. attack on Iran that have seen unchecked retaliatory strikes from Iranian across the Middle East, targeting U.S. bases in other neighboring countries, and of course, as well as Israel as well. These developments made the headline across the international media for the most part of Saturday, Sunday, and today is day 3. As the war increases, effort to ensure de-escalation. The authorities in Iran, despite the killing of its supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, have continued unabated with their retaliatory strike. Even up to now that we are speaking, the U.S. president has reaffirmed commitment to continue to intensify and ensure that all of its targets from the get-go are achieved in the war on Iran. There have been different reactions across different parts of the world. The UK, France, Germany, Spain, Canada, and of course some African country has equally reacted. Latest being the one from the Kenyan president, William Ruto. The West African bloc also issued a statement, being very, very supportive, and of course reaffirming the African Union position on the conflict. What does the escalation mean? Oil prices have so far jumped about 10%. That's according to official reports from the oil market. At the Strait of Hormuz, a very narrow passageway for global supply of oil, has become a focus point right now as we speak. There's so far been no official blockade imposed, but Iranian authorities continue to send signals of warning as about 3 cargo ships have so far been affected. A bit of that for you right here on the big station Freedom 87.9. And so we come home to talk issues of Liberia. This morning the conversation is going to center around the latest action by the government of Liberia.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators.
On the yellow machine acquisition. And since the removal of the yellow machines, some of the yellow machines from the Freeport of Monrovia to its holding center, they were in Carisburg. Different video footage have started surfacing. Public reactions have taken a whole different turn. Accountability questions have increased. Value for money inquiries. And at the same time, they have been unabated and unapologetic praise singing of the action. I say, let's forget about the whole questions of integrity, accountability, how much was spent, the quality of the machine, blah blah blah. But we have to talk about it because guess what? This is not a favor being done for the country by the president. It is all of us tax money. As a matter of fact, the money was credited, and we are gonna pay for it. So we'd like to know how well these monies were utilized. And the entire arrangement on how these machines were acquired. Was it the Liberian government that bought the machines? The machines bought directly from Shitu, a company in China. How did the arrangement go? The third party, we have learned that there is a third party standing in between. And so those are the ones that we are dealing with as a country. So as far as we know, those third parties, dealers, tell us that, oh, it's Shitu, but we don't know, we don't have the capacity, or we've not done what we should as a country to know whether these machines are actually from the factory in China. But look, there's more to talk. And there's also been these concerns about the preparedness, the Yellow Machines Committee, operational framework, the infrastructure readiness across the different counties. It's important, not just the social media ups about, oh, yellow machines, but at the end of the day, the yellow machines comes, and then what happens? My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, the other issues, the president has begun the process of restructuring at the former Ministry of Internal Affairs, now the Ministry of Local Government. The president has begun its restructuring process, and of course, has made reappointments and appointments at that level. So bring you up to speed with that as well. And the wave of demolitions that's going on. Just the last one before you forget, over the weekend, former President George Manawia was in the Painesville area. Of course, when he attended the graduation ceremony of schools of women from the D. Mazo Sakemia Women Empowerment Program, where the MOVE political leader trains Liberian women into literacy programs covering tailoring, pastries, and other self-help initiatives. Of course, the former president of the Republic was guest of honor, and it was indeed a scene to watch as hundreds of Liberians, motorcyclists, ordinary citizens troop in to cheer the mayor of the movement, George Manawia. What does that mean? My name is Abu Sharif, the shape and size of the conversation for you right here on the Big Station Freedom 87.9. So we take a batch of the theme song and, of course, Scrum Topper Liberia. Once we come back, we go straight into these conversations right here. Stay tuned and, of course, keep sharing the live, dropping your comments on the different issue right here. And I'm going to read them right after the break.
Music. Aha. I'm a freedom fighter.
Shabba musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime unfolded, don't take law in your hand for the right authority. But it can't take your law in. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must take it, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see I don't keep it, you must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia, folks, welcome. It's a great Monday, and it's an opportunity to talk issues about dear Liberia. And of course, yes. So part of the president's weekend appointments and reappointments in government affected the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, replacing the outgoing Cornelia Kra, right? So, and Cornelia replacement comes from the Ministry of Finance. It's no one else but Mr. Bill Magay Jones, right? Mr. Bill Magay Jones replaces Cornelia Kra. But remember, this is the very Bill Magay Jones that was embroiled in this controversies around forging the U.S. Embassy in a letter to favor a contracting company that was renovating the Ministry of Finance in some $322,000 contract. You all remember vividly. So now we are like, you take a man who has not adequately cleared his name in these very alarming forgery allegations and send him right beside the president in the president's office as Deputy Minister for Administration, Ministry of State. What is happening? So accountability issues are selective, right? What to expect? You know, when a company, Elite Contractor and Global Services, bid for the contract to renovate the Ministry of Finance, it sought to use a reference letter from the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia. And then investigation subsequently shows that that communication was forged. So then it became clear that there was some conspiracy supported by elements from within the Ministry of Finance that aided that forgery and allow it to go through the process, giving comparative advantage to Elite Contractor and Global Services. So we're just reminding you so that you know the history of the man now going in to be the Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. Right? Just a bit of that, and then subsequently we'll go more into these appointments quickly before we can settle down on our subject matter this morning. But let me recognize a few of our followers. Please join us, share the show, drop your comments, your reactions on some of the issues we are covering this morning right here on Freedom 87.9. Good morning to our friends, our listeners, those of you on the keke, the taxi cab, I mean in the marketplaces, and just wherever you are across the country. We're very glad to have you join us every other day for the most informative breakfast in the country. Now, let's begin by recognizing Mr. Mohammed Bangali Dole. Mohammed Bangali says, "Good morning, Abu Sharif. I'm watching live from Logan Town, Bushra Island, Port Harcourt Field this morning. Thanks a lot." Hilton Wule Jedo. Hilton says, "Good morning. I'm watching you from Greenville City, San County." Hilton, good morning and thanks for joining. You know, Hilton was transferred to Greenville and he has been a very diligent public servant. He honored his transfer and has been in Greenville since. Makasa the King, good morning. Good morning, Makasa. Saturday, Zonwe Wudunwe says, watching from Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Stephen A. Bass says, "Good morning, Freedom Morning Rise family. I'm following the show from Dakar, Senegal. Thanks a lot." Otto G. Johnson Jr., good morning. I'm following from around the Freeport of Monrovia. Thanks for the show. Mama Liberia needs prayer. Amar Jala Kamara, good morning, Freedom Radio Liberia family. And my beloved and peace-loving people of Salaye District. I'm following live from Brussels as usual. Many thanks to Allah for another new week. Thanks a lot. Ibrahim B. Kuman says, "Good morning. I'm following from my usual Iron Factory community resident, Joseph D. Nyema. Good morning, Freedom family, and happy new month, guys. Flexible General, good morning. I'm J. Ansu Coleman from Clay District, Bomi County. Asata Miller, good morning, Freedom Morning Rise family. I'm watching from Soul Clinic, and this is Ambassador Walton Buchu Morgan Jr. I'm following from Johnsonville, Vice Chairman for the Warfare CDC Regular Intellectual Brigade. Honorable J.D. Williams, my dear sister, joins from Wither in Johnsonville. Thanks a lot. And always, Alexander Quingley, good morning from my end. Thanks, Perry Slobert. Good morning, Abu. I'm watching you guys live from the state of New Jersey, USA. Thanks so kindly. Cletus D. Brupler, good morning, Freedom. I am Cletus D. Brupler, following from Dixville Community, Bendu Sharif. Morning, Abu. I'm watching from Tupperburg City, Bomi County. Setu Jabo, Never Das Edition, following from Kanga Town, Johnsonville. Good morning, my Freedom FM family. He says, he or she, right? No, he says, this is Iga Adventus M. Wu, watching from Kigali, Rwanda, East Africa. Thanks from way there. This is Achi Yalamasata di Pentagod Batua Jr. Wow, what a long name that is. Says, I'm watching from New Georgia. I'm watching from Duazon, Lower Margibi County, says Christopher Bernard. Honorable Wilmont Lee McCready. Lee McCready is following. Thanks always. And congratulations on your new motorbikes. Wilmont Lee McCready is part of young people who effort in promoting the political opposition, particularly the CDC, has been recognized and rewarded and, of course, appreciated and supported by former President George Manuel Weah, where he sought to enhance mobility and, of course, movement of these young patriots that are going around clarifying to the ordinary people as this government today in power seeks primarily to deceive Liberians and create false narrative and false impression in the minds of the people. And these young patriots have among them, as within themselves, decided to say, yeah, we understand Freedom and other people are doing very marvelous jobs. So once they produce, whatever content, we will go in the community and provide further education and tell the people that, look, all these rescue bloggers that are coming here to tell you that this school was built by Abuaka is a lie. Here's the record. Mr. Weah built this school. this hospital was built by Barker is a lie. This war was initiated by Barker is a lie. Here's the record. And that's the good thing about the work these young CDC advocates are doing, right? They're going in the community, empower with the facts. So they have it. They have the date. They have the records. And they're going from towns to villages and counties to counties, all of that, and telling you, you see, Grand Jida, for example, you see this hospital that name got changed. This hospital, this is the record. Commenced under the leadership of George Manawia, and he made a decision to name this hospital in honor of the greatest son of this country who became president of the republic, Samuel Kanyado. But this regime have changed it. That is an affront to you. You have to understand that. So these are good venture. And of course, the former president have acknowledged that and have also sought to capacitate them further. So he has begun the process. Wilma Lee Makete is one such that I think received 2 motorbikes. And then Sankara also, I don't know who else, but as time goes by, we'll know. But that's a good one. Thanks to former President George Weah. Roland Swar, good morning, Freedom Radio, Liberia. I'm Roland Swar watching from Johnsonville. Monilu F. Fofana, you have Guyalo, February, Mountain, Mark George, Rufus Kokolo, Nevins. Good morning, Big Brother Abu M. Sharif. I'm following from Brewerville City, Bible College Community, Neve Pervet Kortu. Good morning, Abu. I'm watching from Monrovia. Thanks a lot, my dear brother. Emmanuel Brewer, good morning, Abu Sharif. And my fellow viewers watching from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA on this Monday, March 2, actually, 2026. Anthony T. Fire says he's watching from district number 6. This is Winston Kumo Williams, Emmanuel S. Doe, Benson Weir, Morris Gray, Jackson Siafa Jr. is also watching and, of course, contributing as well from district number 5. Ya Bole, that should be from somewhere in Nimba, right? This is Fofana King, George Watkins Jr., Divine, Wooler, and you have Austin Bender, you have Bobby Jadia, Mark Kura again. Mark is from Ganta. Johnny, our dear good friend Mark Kura is joining from Ganta. Grace Moore, they will go in Ganta. Mark will have a fun time to hang out. Christian Yanti says, and then Henry Yango. Henry is joining from way there in the US. Matthew Bear Yulo, and it's Sapo King, Ernest Cooper, Galen Anthony. You have Stephen Fowler Jr., Emmanuel Honda, Stanley A. Anderson. The list is long, actually very long. So I'm not sure. Let me just do this. A few more, right? This is Henry T. Too Jr., Christopher and Nangbe, Daniel Saki, C. Macaulay Sr., and of course Alaska Pay joining from the GSA rural area. Alaska, my man, I want to hear on a DV shot. I'll take you straight to the US. Alaska, I say, what? But yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. And of course, keep dropping your comments. Right? Keep dropping your comments. Yes. Later on, a team from the is it the Adventist School? Yes. Okay. Expected to join in briefly to talk about the Say No to Drugs campaign that they have begun. In fact, they are from the Say No to Drugs campaign. So they're beginning their general awareness to issues, targeting issues on drug sales in our schools and how we as a people can all work together to protect our children. So they have, among many things, already prepared t-shirts ready. They have ready t-shirts. And so on the 14th of March, They're going to be at the BYC field on March 14 at 10 a.m. to support. So they're calling on all of us to join in and support. This time around, the Say No to Drugs is highlighting the issue of drug sales and drug peddling within our school system. So they're launching this campaign to focus primarily on that. So they're asking all of us to join in. A fast and prayer will also be held. All right. And of course, the organizers are calling on partners to please support their water cause. Yeah. So the group is the Advantage Professionals, and the campaign is about drug abuse, particularly focusing on drug sales in schools. And I think this is a cause that everybody should join, because nobody's screenshot to this, and everybody knows this is true. This is a water cause. It's so disturbing. They put the drugs in too many things. So we have to invest in these kinds of awareness and, of course, sensitization to help ourselves and help our society, because this drug thing appears to be serious. There's a situation of some $250,000 drug confusion, or they're fighting over some kind of $250,000 LDA people. And I'd like to say to all the people that I know from the LDA that we are following that money business. That money business that is coming put you in trouble. $250,000, right? Arrested in Cape Mount County. $250,000. The men that jump inside. And I say the government can afford drugs. They're running behind drugs money everywhere. But let me just hold on right there until we get what you need, and then the way we can go inside. That one. We're not even talking plain this year. So yes, folks, I know there's been a lot of us have been on the edge of our seats or whatever, as events of global concerns and global concerns have already inundated our television screens and, of course, radio waves. So across the weekend, we've been following, and there's been, for the most part, an ignorant reaction from our Liberian base on the whole thing that's happening. Because a lot of the folks that get involved into these conversations, are surface, reactions on the surface. They don't understand the details and all of that. What is actually at stake. People think it is the church versus the mosque conversation here, which is obviously, not the case. Forget about the mention of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Just as you have the Republic of Liberia, right? That's the official name, the country adopt. And then you have the People's Republic of China, right? And then you have the Islamic Republic of Iran. So that doesn't go to define an event of war at a given time to mean that it is Christian versus Muslim, that our overriding contribution or reaction to the war has to be premised on religious sentiments. That this is going to be a win for the church, or this is going to be a win for the mosques, and what have you, right? To an extent, people may feel that way, but that is not actually. When matters like these happen, what we ought to do is to, first of all, unpack, the motives, unpack why this has happened, right? It's like when the Russian-Ukrainian conflict ensued. Many people did not understand. So you need to understand, why was Russia aggressing on Ukraine? And why is the West coming in defense of Ukraine? What was at stake, right? And then you come down to what happened on Saturday. U.S.-Israel collaborated to say, we're going to go after Ukraine. Historically, there's always, Ukraine, Iran. Historically, there's always been this issue about ensuring that Iran does not produce a nuclear weapon. So the authorities in Tel Aviv and of course Washington have always been particular about preventing Iran's capacity to develop nuclear power. Said that is a danger to the war, it is a danger to their sovereignty, it is a danger to war, peace, and all of that. That's what they've said. And those have formed the basis for the repeated, attack on Iran. And the Iranians have always said that they've got right to their territorial integrity and their sovereignty cannot be dictated by foreign forces or, so to speak, Zionist, motivated alliance. So they've always acted to do that in some very, very outrageous ways, but that's how they have. So now, this war that began started with a desire to change the regime in Iran. America and Israel believe that the regime in Iran have for many, many years supported terrorism and have become the base for all kinds of undemocratic practices, and it is a threat to Israel. So for Israel and the region to see stability and peace, they must remove the regime, the Ayatollah, and of course the entire governing architecture to be replaced. That's one. Two, they must also obliterate Iran's nuclear capacity or potential. They must obliterate. They must erase every potential that Iran has to develop nuclear weapons. So those have been the two goals or two missions. And it was intended to be swift. It was intended to be very, very, direct. And not more than, let's say 2, 3, or 4 days. Just a quick actions, go there. So one was achieved in no time. They succeeded. No, the regime change has not happened actually. So the goal was to change the regime, and then when the regime, and to achieve that, eliminate the Ayatollah, who is viewed as the backbone of the structure in the place. And of course, he is at the top. You have a president in Iran voted by the majority, but he has limited power. In fact, the military and every other defense structure in Iran are directly under the Ayatollah. So once you erase the Ayatollah, then there's a break in command, the command chain. Then obviously, like the US president was heard in his first major or one of his major press conferences, his remarks to the Revolutionary Guard in Iran and other paramilitary or military establishments in Iran, that look, they're moving in, we're moving in, right? We're acting. We encourage you to lay down your weapons, surrender, and of course, benefit immunity. So he also urged Iranians to take over. Once they move in, they get rid of the Ayatollah. Taking, what would that interpret as? There must be a domestic uprising to ignite, because you can obviously change regime from in the skies. You have to come on the ground. So something has to happen from on the ground to ensure that. But this is day 3, and that has not happened yet. And of course, the Iranian has not even ceased in spite of the killing of the Ayatollah. So those are the two objectives. And global political pundits are viewing it from that lens, the justification. Now, most people in America says the war is illegal, it's unconstitutional, because the US president did not sought the approval of Congress. Unilaterally move into, order the military into combat, which according to their constitution, Doesn't happen that way. There must be a way for determination by Congress. The people's representatives must give acquiescence before America can go into full-fledged, war like that. So, but the regime has defended itself. So, it's a military operation or a military drill or whatever it is, right? That's the defense. And latest polls has it that 1 out of 4 Americans so far support the war, the attack on Iran. That means 3 out of 4 Americans that you talk to say they are against the action of the United States government in Iran. So the action is unpopular in America. There's been footage of protests in Washington, solidarity for Iran in parts of America and all that. And of course, Democrats have been very loud in condemning the actions. And even some Republicans have equally condemned the president, especially when the president campaign promise, among many things, was to ensure global peace and projecting himself as a peaceful man who was going to work more to ensure that they are calm in the war. On the contrary, what we see since Trump became president, there's been new wars and there's been the further exacerbation of existing wars that he met. Wars that he inherited have gone bad, and then he has created new ones. So it has brought a kind of cloud over the president. And what's being predicted in some corners is that if the war should continue for more than 3-4 days, it's not only going to affect regime change in Iran, it's going to equally affect regimes in Tel Aviv and Washington. So we wait to see how it plays out, because as casualties keeps coming, right? I listened to one pundit from America who cries on his podcast that no, this is absolutely barbaric. America keeps going to casualty for the sake of Israel, and people are dying, and that calling that the war stops. American president stop the war. And the latest so far we've gotten, Mr. Trump has announced plans and willingness to begin negotiation. But the Iranians are not too very, very, very convinced, because on 2 different occasions, remember the 11 days war, right, or 12-day war, they were in the middle of negotiation when bombs started dropping over Tehran. And even in this latest attacks, there were equally negotiations being held, discussions and what have you, and bombs, missiles from Tel Aviv, and of course from American warship, station warship, started landing over Tehran. So that's exactly where we are. That is exactly where we're. Death toll, 200 plus in Iran, and 3 reported for America, 9 reported from Israel, with multiple injuries, and of course, schools of others reported across the Middle Eastern countries that's been targeted by sporadic shellings from Iran, the authorities in Iran. So that's where we are. For it is having economic bearing as well. It's having financial. Global investors are wary. They're holding back. They're standing. They're watching. They're seeing, and of course, trade and commerce is being severely hit. Right? The reports as of this morning is that there's 10% increment in the price of oil. So that's going to have an adverse effect on the petroleum industry. The global supply chain is going to be affected because the Strait of Hormuz is kind of not operating normally now, because although there are no official blockades up to when I came on the air, but again, Iranian authority have warned against cargo ship passage and all of that. Even the British. The extent of the war is fast spreading. In less than 4 days, It has spread, and other parties are getting involved. The UK has issued a statement that it will come in defense, and that it has accepted the request from the America to join in and allow the US to use its bases to launch attack on. So what that means is that the UK has joined in the war on the side of Israel and America, France, Germany. The Spanish have condemned the attack on Iran. Canada has condemned Iran, right? The West African bloc has called for a multilateral resolution, which is a very fair position, all right? But I see a lot of Liberians vested in this thing squarely on the basis of religion. And tomorrow we'll do a whole breakdown on the religious and ethnic composition of Iran and Israel, so that people who are getting involved not on the basis of global geopolitics, all right, but basically on the basis of sentimental, religious, and ethnic issues, will have to have an understanding of picture as to whether it justifies, it suits their religious taste. Because the bombs that are going to Tel Aviv and other parts of Israel are affecting Muslims, Christians, Jews, and others. The bombs that are going to Tel Aviv and other parts of Iran are affecting millions of Christians, Muslims, Persians, and others. So if you are saying there should be more missiles on Tehran, and you're saying it because you're a Christian, thinking that you're protecting Christian by urging more missiles on Tehran, but there are millions, and we'll give you the stats tomorrow on the number of Christians that gets affected, as well as Muslims and other people within Tehran. And if you are saying more missiles should be dropped on Israel, we'll give you the stats to understand the number of Muslims that gets directly impacted by those missiles from Tehran. So then you be placed in a position to know whether you have to get involved or have a say in the war on the basis of religiosity or global interest for moral and, of course, international law, the protection of international war order. For us, that's our interest. So we see people peddling. The media has a whole big part to play, and there has to be a consciousness around the media right now as these kinds of global conflict ensues. Right? You have to understand. They are leaning, the media organization leaning different ways. But again, this is where we are. Let's come back to our little Liberia. We hope and pray that the war ceases, because, I mean, without experience, war benefits nobody. It benefits nobody. I don't know why. In fact, the first country that should be calling for cessation of hostility, for example, should be a country like Liberia, because we know we have experience. Up to now, we have not even picked up from the rubbles, the shambles of our war. The impact is still all overrating. We have not even moved past it. And that's why I like the comments from, they said the daughter of Muammar Gaddafi, former Libyan leader, deposed Libyan leader, Muammar Gaddafi daughter, when she urged Iranian to de-escalate, because the impact, regime change will cause for them as you de-escalate. So if you have an experience and you see other people going, and, your contribution will be, look, gentlemen, they think you're not helpful. Y'all got to come. And, Putin and using different diplomatic channels to say, oh, gentlemen, what we want is global peace and, tranquility and what have you, blah, 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 blah. It's important. But again, it takes time. My name is Abu, and it's good to have you join us as these measles and scraps continue in the Middle East, extending beyond borders and involving new nations, what have you. Is this World War III that's already unfolding? Is this World War III that's already unfolding? Because it's not limited no more to one or two. It has become multifaceted. The war has become multifaceted. Different nations are getting involved. You see the Iraqis, even though not official, and of course Hezbollah in Lebanon. got involved. Lebanon just this morning got hit by Israeli missiles, right? Targeting Hezbollah bases in Lebanon. The Lebanese government has issued statement, right? And all of that. So Baghdad, even Pakistan is getting involved. So it's spreading, yeah? It's spreading. The war is spreading. And we want an end to that. We're calling for an end to it. The United Nations has to go more than just having emergency sitting to get involved. And ensure that this thing ends right now. That we are pleased. What's the position of Liberia? We believe up to now we've not seen anything official yet, but we believe the position as espoused through ECOWAS and other regional blocs that Liberia is part of will make a representation for Liberia, but we're still following through. Maybe the country will be paused, as you know, to say something. So once we get that, we'll let you know. So on yesterday, was it yesterday or so, over the weekend, the president made new appointment. Let me just run you over with that quickly. President Boubacar makes new appointments affecting key institutions in the government. And President Joseph Nima Boubacar has made additional nominations and appointments to government agencies affecting the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, the Ministry of Local Government, and 3 public institutions, including the National Housing Authority, the Liberia Institute of Public Administration, LIPA, and the Bureau of State Enterprises. The nominations, where applicable, are subject to confirmation by the Liberian Senate. The institutions and those nominated are: 1, Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, Mr. Bill Magay Jones, whom I was just telling you about earlier, has been appointed to replace Cornelia Kra as Deputy Minister for Administration. You have Madam Jennifer Davis Ross, Assistant Minister for Administration at the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. Ministry of Local Government, the highest rank. Minister Francis Akila Nyumale reappointed. Edward K. Moba is appointed for deputy minister. And then this is the Deputy Minister for Local Government and Decentralization, and Samuel F. Brown, Deputy Minister for Administration. Madam Selina Posse Mapi, Deputy Minister for Research, Policy and Planning. Mr. Joseph N.D. Bana, Deputy Minister for Peace Building. Madam Fatima Bintu Sirleaf, Deputy Minister for Urban Affairs. Mr. J. Alphonsus D. Perkins, Assistant Minister. That's about how many Deputy Ministers? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You have 5 Deputy Ministers appointed so far, 5. And then you have how many Assistant Ministers? You have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 Assistant Ministers, 5 deputies, 6 assistant, 1 proper, and that's the shipping size. So Mark Kalilu Jabate gets nominated as Assistant Minister for Peace Building. That's what it is. And then Mr. William Jala, Assistant Minister for Culture and Tourism. The Assistant Minister for Peace Building is a new addition. They did not exist in the organogram of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. I think that's important to let you know. A few others as well. National Housing Authority, you have Mr. Matthias F. Kopu, Deputy Managing Director for Administration. Madam Weni Memini Siako Della, Deputy Managing Director for Technical Services, Liberia Institute for Public Administration. Madam Nuki M. Riches, Deputy Director General for Training and Manpower Development, Bureau of State-Owned Enterprise. Mr. Julius P. Brown, Senior Deputy Director General for Operations. Those were the appointments made over the weekend. Just to let you know about what's happening in your government, who's moving where, who is getting where. So that's it. Begin to think about it and see what you think. Were those very good appointments? What views or reaction do you have to some of those appointments? And of that. Yeah, but Tehran is the capital of Iran, my friend. Get to know that. Actually, I'm a student of diplomacy now. So when I use the capital city, see where I say Tel Aviv to represent Israel, I say Tehran to represent Iran. So Tehran is not there. You're Monrovia, Liberia. When we say Monrovia, it's talking Liberia, right? Using the part to represent the whole. So don't get confused. Right? Now, let's come to our yellow machines. Just before anything, let's see what we can get you from the Ministry of Public Works. As the way it all started, it's important for us to bring you that highlight. And just before, while we're trying to get that Ministry of Public Works statement, it's important to let you know that there's some immoral developments surrounding the Speaker of the 55th Liberian Legislature, Regime Speaker Richard Nangbe Kun. It's important to let you know that. It's very important to let you know that so that you understand. Richard Kun has been getting involved into a lot of things of late. Last. Right? Okay. Wait, I'm trying. So they say another woman kind of accused him of sexual harassment, sexual molestation. I saw a video of the speaker in an uncompromising position in a hotel room. I don't know what is a hotel room or in his bedroom, right? I don't know whether it's in his hotel room or in his bedroom or what have you, but these things happen. And so this is where we are. Okay. I'm trying to get this Government of Liberia statement so that we put ourselves in the very proper perspective on. Okay, this is it. So the Ministry of Public Works announces removal of first batch of equipment to Camware in Carisburg tomorrow, says official launch slated March. And this was on the 25th of February. Mind you, today is the 2nd of March. Earlier today, Wednesday, February 25, 2026, the Ministry of Public Works carried out preparation for the removal of the first batch of equipment at the National Port Authority, NPA. The team comprised Deputy Minister for Rural Development and Community Service, Josilia Tapla, Acting Minister, Deputy Minister for Technical Services, Prince Tamba, Deputy Minister for Administration, Samuka Duno, and a host of other officials at the National Port Authority and Special Presidential Committee on the Coordination of the Yellow Machines. A total, listen to this, the government says in this communication that a total of 137 F-moving yellow equipments arrive. And when you define what that is, you will know exactly what to expect, so which we'll come to. And we are taking the government statement, right? The government said a total of 137 F-moving yellow equipment arrive this week on board the vessel HJ Singapore at the Freeport of Monrovia. The visit comes on the heels of the final transfer of the yellow machines to Camware in Carisburg, where they will be stored, awaiting the remaining 148 units to complete the 285 pieces, right? Clearly announcing to the public that they were removing 137 units of F-moving yellow machines. Listen, and I want you to underscore, F-moving yellow machines. We're not a country of punks. We're not a country of illiterate people. We're not a country who do not reason and do not understand. When you put out a public communication, when you put out a public information, it must remain consistent. It must remain consistent. It is utterly irresponsible for the government to say one thing, write one thing, and of course, does another. And when that happens, we as journalists, it becomes our responsibility to authenticate, to validate, and come to you, our audience, to tell you that this is what the government say versus what we saw. So I'm going to say to you this morning what the government told us, the impression the government put us under, the pronouncement the government made versus what we all witnessed. Now, 137 units of earth-moving yellow machines. As journalists, like I said, we go not only to cover the ceremony, but to authenticate the validity of what the government said and report the facts or state the contradictions. So now, if we go to see and witness as the removal happened, right, we must be able to validate what the government said and report that. Or we must also be able to see and witness what is happening and come and report on the contradictions. Were there contradictions? I believe so. Because the government told us that they were removing the first batch of 137 earth-moving yellow machines. Earth-moving yellow machines, not cobalt pickups, not buses, not Kiamoto leg trucks. Absolutely not. They did not mention that in their statement. They told us yellow machines, earth-moving yellow machines, right? That pickup you can move everywhere. That cobalt one can be selling mineral water in the community. Those cobalt trucks that can be selling mineral water in the community. The other one you can use to move earth. Now, let's go further. To authenticate the validity of what the government said and report the facts or state the contradictions. Exactly. What I am trying to do for you this morning is that the singular purpose of which we try to analyze and, of course, have conversations around the government yellow machines is not merely the political narrative about somebody wanting yellow machine and not wanting yellow machine. No. Whether yellow machine is purposeful or not purposeful, no. But it's to make sure that as the government reports that it has secured on behalf of the country some $24 to $30 million in borrowed money to procure yellow machines. They did not say to procure yellow machines and other, vehicle or trucks or what have you. They to procure yellow machines. So that means we all know because it is yellow machines, that's why the cost has gone way up high like that. If it was about trucks and pickups, we will not be spending that much money. Because the cost of those pickups and trucks cannot get the country to be spending around 24 to 30 million. So it's an accountability issue. It's value for money issue. If you bring lesser yellow machine in the entire consignment and bring more pickups, how then are you still collecting 24 to 30 million dollars from the country? Who's taking the balance? Who's robbing the country? But we'll get there. Exactly what so we come down further, which says, what is earth-moving machines? When you hear earth-moving equipment, what does it refer to? Earth-moving equipment, listen, for those of you Unity Party fanatics who sees nothing beyond partisanship, not even when the country is being robbed. You don't see that, right? Earth-moving equipment refers to heavy machinery designed to excavate, load, haul, and spread earth, rocks, and other materials. Pickup can do that one. So pickups are not in this category. And the government must come clean, right? To delineate, to distinguish, and tell us how many pieces of yellow machines are in total, and what's the cost of that, and also come clean on the pickups, right, and trucks. For dump trucks can be in this category because it will be used to move, and materials, and sand, rocks, and stuff. So it's in this category of earth moving equipments, right? But water tank, Kobo Kia Moto pickup and luxury pickup trucks. That what you're going to send in the county? You say you're not saying yellow machines. Basically, it is the big stuff. So earth moving equipments are the big stuff you see on construction sites, in mining operations, that moves a lot of dirt around. For example, excavator, those machines with a long arm and a bucket used for digging. Dozers, powerful tractors with a large metal blade at the front, used for what? Pushing large quantity of soil, sand, rubble, or other such material. Loaders, used to scoop up loose material like dirt, sand, or gravel. That the one loader will take it and put it in the truck, the dump truck. They have graders, machines with a long blade used to create a flat surface doing grading, often for roads or construction bases. Scrappers, large machines that combine excavating, hauling, and dumping capacities, often used for large-scale earth-moving projects. So these are the material we expected on display. So when they're reading from the Ministry of Public Works, when we went to the Freeport of Monrovia, those are the material we expected to see, to make sure that the government communication to the nation was consistent with what the government brought in the country. But on the contrary, what did we see? Orange Kobo pickup, meaning pickup trucks. And of course, white Hilux light luxury pickups, right? With mini water tankers and poo-poo trucks, right? Mini water tankers and poo-poo trucks. So how you tell the country that you are bringing earth-moving equipment, yellow machines and road grading machines, and then you go bring poo-poo trucks and mini water trucks and pickups, and you still expect people to be cheering you? And there are limited number of yellow machines, actual yellow machines, but the country is spending $24 to $30 million. As per the release from the Ministry of Public Works, these are what we were expected to see paraded. But on the contrary, we saw very few machines and more mini tanker trucks, pickups, and Kia Moto like Kobo. So now, as a journalist, the public do not expect us to ignore those facts. So when we are highlighting those facts, some of you who are not probably sufficiently conscientized to understand, you start to call, you say, oh, we want a machine to come. But they're not machine they brought. They brought more, poo-poo trucks and water trucks than machines. So we are saying the country is being somewhat robbed. We're not even coming to the condition of the vehicles. But it's just to state to you that what the government actually said is different from what the government put on display. And that is a red flag. And the group of people that must be taking key cognizance of this is the legislature. But unfortunately, we witness one of the most dangerous legislative blunders under the gavel of the regime speaker, wherein instead of standing in the gap to play the accountability role, to play the oversight and check and balance, right? We saw the speaker enjoying his colleagues to wear yellow beyond accountability questions, beyond satisfying that indeed these machines or these projects met with they agreed terms and conditions. Beyond satisfying that, the regime speaker opted for his colleagues to wear yellow. And I will tell you what, the reason you see lawmakers in their numbers, about 30 of them or so, wore yellow, ignoring all of the facts, ignoring all of the responsibility they have to safeguard our country resources and make sure that whatever money we spend is spent rightly and there's value for money. They could be aware, they could be conscious to that, but they ignore it because, you know what, the emphasis is more on their re-elections than on the people and on the country. What do I mean by that? When lawmakers join in this bandwagon of celebrating beyond establishing, you know, the rightful usage of state funding and all of that, and standing in the gap as the check and balance agent of the government to ensure that the executive delivers exactly what it has promised the people, they opted to wear yellow and go out there and be praise singers, and of course be those people to march in the street with the yellow machines. It's just quite simple. Now, they do that to signal to the government that to the executive that we're on your side. So the yellow machine you're bringing, you're gonna give me some, let me carry my district. You're gonna give me some, let me carry my county. And then instead of the country taking custodian, and then it becomes them. That is the reason why people like us frown on the president's action to politicize the operation of the yellow machines. What do I mean? The yellow machines operations and management became politicized when the president chose to act outside of the Ministry of Public Works framework. Because the Ministry of Public Works framework has a constitutional defining TOR, term of reference. And it acts within the bailiwick of those term of reference. So because the politicians do not want the machines to be utilized for the purpose of the country and in keeping with the Ministry of Public Works function, so they established a quasi-political committee that executes the operations of the machine to satisfy the political whims and caprice. Now, politicians are going to dictate where the machines go, what it does, who gets what, which role I work on, and what have you. So the money that was spent from the country, that all of us money, could most likely see now that the only districts and communities that's going to be hugely affected will be government-aligned districts. What do I mean? Districts where the lawmaker supports the regime or wore a yellow. And this is the secret behind why lawmakers chose to wear yellow, to stoop so low to wear yellow to come out, so that they will be seen, they will have the record. And they did not just stop to the port. What did they do? From there, they went to the executive mansion to unveil themselves, so to speak, in the eyes of the parents, so that the executive mansion takes note of them. Folks, is this why we spend the money? So at what point as a country we're going to be making decisions for the country instead of decisions for politicians? And then all we have to do as ordinary people is just to lie in the street and sing praises, and then we go home, our lives change not. Do you know what extent of impact that $24 to $30 million we have had in other areas, as hospitals and clinics keep crying for basic essential? Schools are without tears, students are out of schools, families are dying for hunger, communities. Look at what happened in River Cess. No security. 100 men mob ransack River Cess. Have you not seen that? There's vulnerability. Our places, our communities, our homes, our towns, our villages are vulnerable. So in the midst of those vulnerability, we made a decision to spend $20 to $30 million on yellow machines acquisition. And of course, it seemed very clear that the utilization and administration of the yellow machines are being politicized to satisfy political interests. This is not how you run a country. And we're challenging the president to be man enough to do the right thing with the people money. You're not doing a favor. This is not from your pocket, neither from your affluence or influence. You feel the last time you promised that a good friend was giving you machine, you feel if you're going to acquire machine through those means, then you can come and do it your own way. But where you squeeze it out of us, you're increasing taxes on petroleum and what have you, every cent of gas that we buy now, you take money from on it to pay for the yellow machine. And then you come take the yellow machine and give it to political allies to run campaign. Fellow Liberians, that must be a rallying call to you to reject all those lawmakers that wore yellow. Because the intent is not clear. Development must be decentralized and it must not be based on political support, as we are seeing. So the lawmakers did that. They abused their function. They abused their responsibility. They abused their constitutional rights, right? To precinct and, of course, join the bandwagon and started parading with yellow machines. Very disgraceful. Very, very disgraceful. Despicable and, of course, unfathomable. But again, did we expect more? Absolutely not. When the head of the legislature professed as a regime speaker, so whenever you see these things happening and you see the legislature losing its grip on legislative governance, then you know that this is exactly what we opted to settle for. And there are elements within, some of you are extremely embarrassed. You all know these things are not helpful. They're not good. You know, you witness it. You're embarrassed. But you can, because you're like, I just got to wear my own yellow and get there. Because at the end of the day, I want to get re-elected. So now, we ask a fundamental question, which is that in all of what we've seen, you promised yellow machines, moving equipment, and then we can't see trucks and pickups and what have you, more than machines. In all of that, we have to ask ourselves a basic question. Did the Vice President of the Republic, Jeremiah Kpankun, scam Liberia? And I say this purposefully because guess what? When the whole yellow machine thing was in Rickman rule, when there was confusion, the illegality, illegitimacy, and all kinds of things were happening, Mama Ability, they were doing all kinds of things. They wanted to rob the country of $87 million, right? And then the president said, in fact, the vice president offered himself. And the president set up a committee and put him in charge. He said, I can't handle it. Me and my people, they play and confuse the whole thing. Every day, $4 million. So the vice, to score more political goal, came out and publicly announced that he has secured a better deal, $22 million. The whole country jubilated. So, oh, yeah. And they say, oh, wow. So, I mean, we could get this yellow machine for $22 million and somebody wanted to say for $87 million. Mama Ability, why you wanted to rob the country this much? Become a thing. Now, no come back. And in the face of that, proposal started coming in. The president himself signaled his preference for a particular bidder and a brand, indicating comparative advantages for which he's preferring that. They were offering trainings for operators, but under these Shitu or whatever brand arrangement, and Evergreen, I will tell you the company that Kun is dealing with. There's no training. They're going to bring these machines, dump them, right? Bring these cars, share them and run themselves, pack them in their compounds. While you're in the community defending yellow machines, people finna use the yellow machine opportunity to get additional fleet, to get additional trucks, to be selling water in the community, Mr. Kun may most likely assign some to his hospital in Ganta and what have you, and other powerful people will take some. But the country and the ordinary man out there say the probably bring 285 yellow machine. That is inaccuracies. Complete inaccuracy. It's far-fetched. Nobody brought 137 yellow machines or earth-moving equipments. No. There are fewer yellow machines and more heavy-duty trucks. Not even heavy-duty. Because these are mini trucks. Right? 10-tire, 6-tire trucks. 10-tire, 6-tire trucks. And you call that one heavy-duty or you call that one earth-moving equipments. What kind of country are we? So these subjects are beyond party politics. Rather, they warrant an honest national inquiry to ensure our country receive value for money in the long overdue yellow machine acquisition deal. A bit of history to begin with. When it all started, President Joseph Nima Boakai had written a communication instructing his deputy, the vice president. The president wrote Kun appointing him to head a newly formed yellow machine committee, right? And also indicated in that communication that Mr. Vice President, based on what we've seen in the report that's been forwarded to us, I indicate to you my preference for Caterpillar and now instruct with immediate effect that we proceed with Caterpillar. The Vice President did not reply, but ignored the President's instruction. Believing in his judgment, in his own judgment, he ignores his boss's instruction. A lot of you are not aware about these things, but they are fact. You know, challenge the executive marshal nor the Vice President office to state on the contrary. So he disregarded his boss' request, preferring a Chinese bather, a Chinese company that bathed, a Chinese friend of his, preferring a Chinese friend of his that he's been doing business with way before the trucking business and all of that, the Evergreen guys, right? So, and that building company for Caterpillar was AVK Corporation, a Liberian owned, who was offering more durable equipment and better incentives in terms of manpower training and provision of additional equipment to beef up the whole thing, the pickups and what have you. The VP insisted, and Caterpillar was denied in favor of his choice. So what is that choice? We'll come to know. The bid requirements for these yellow machines, fellow Liberians, were clear. The bid requirements were very clear. That, among many things, suppliers must deliver brand new equipment under the terms and demonstrate the ability to source full financing. The bill requirement was that whoever that's coming, you must show the capacity, the ability to, first of all, bring in brand new machine, not second-handed, right? Absolutely not. Brand new. And also, you must convince us based on your financial records or your financial evidence that you are able to deliver and shoulder the financial burden. So the company that was preferred by the VP, for the most part, did not do this entirely. Now, on the issue of the financial thing, for us to come back and start hearing about loan again, then that means the company did not qualify the financial capacity to source these equipments wholly and solely as required by the bid documents. This is robbery to the state. And then we ask, what is the vested interest in the people? Clearly, when a company demonstrated the inability and used state institution to go and take a loan, give to the company, then the company go and procure machines and equipments and trucks that have already appeared in the public glare to look substandard and second-handed, then we ask, who decided to rob the country? How can the vice president preside over a committee that delivers poorly for the country and uses media propaganda machinery to deceive and divert the public attention from the main issues, that is about assessing the quality and, of course, the efficiency of his committee delivery? That's where we have to put our focus, because Liberia did not opt for second-handed refurbished equipments. No, Liberia requested for brand new equipment across all of the fleet. Whether it's in the machine, it's in the cars, it's in the truck, everything should be brand new. Now machines whose tires are eaten up, now trucks whose tire. No mud guy on it. Brand new truck, not get mud guy. Get a truck that been running Sando tomorrow for 35 years. Then you bring in the mud guy, tear everything. How brand new truck not get mud guy? With videos like what we have seen, and some of which we're going to display here for you this morning, surfacing, and different photos of some trucks with eaten up tires, it is important that we now ask our vice president to come clean. The vice president, Mr. Jaraku, needs to come clean with this deal. How is he? 1, by publishing the full contract of the arrangement under which these equipments are being procured, so that we can be sure it is consistent with the PPCC standards and terms. And that should not be a difficult thing for the vice president to do, right? You're spending our country money. Publish the contract. Make it public. Let's see it. Okay, don't give it to me because you think I'm a critic of the government. Don't give it to me. It's okay. I'm fine with that. But make it public. Share. Publish it. Let's see. Let's go in. If you're clean, if you trust yourself, if the vice president trusts himself in these arrangements and dealings, I challenge him on this medium to publish the contract. If we not borrow inside, don't call me Abu Sharif. I challenge the vice president. You see, when people organize to steal from the country and use political deceptions and present themselves like some kinds of redeemer under a scheme that corrupts massively and loots the country severely, and they think nobody's going to talk, that is absolutely unacceptable. So we are challenging the vice president on several counts. 1, 2, make available. We challenge the vice president to make available the manifests of all these equipments for mechanical verification. We want to be sure that the machines and the trucks and the pickups brought in meet us directly with the bill requirement for brand new machines, brand new equipments, right? The country say we wanted brand new equipments, right? So now the vice president has brought something. So we're saying, well, vice president, thank you very much. But please give us the record here. Let us verify. Let's be sure that our country was not short-circuited. That something like that did not happen. That people did not bypass and then, and, you know that kind of dealing thing and go pin something and bring it. No, it's not going to happen. So this is the vice president office, and we are challenging the vice president. We believe that these arrangements was not dealt under transparent atmosphere. Yes, we believe so. That's our belief. So disprove us, and to do so, we're challenging you to provide these pieces. And if you're sure, for those of you small-minded, partisan bigots, I'm not wasting my time on you. You can go ahead and be jumping around the place. We are built for bigger purpose than to be responding to buffoons and all kinds of, unserious individuals. This is it. And this should not be offensive. Because, it should not. 3, providing the shipping company is also important. By the provision of some of these details, we should also have, the product should be furnished with the shipping company and the consignee details, so that independent media and other can use VIN numbers and Carfax to ascertain the true statuses of these equipments, to know whether When we use Carfax, we'll know whether the equipments have been used before or not. And if they have not been, then we can come and say and clap for the vice president. But we believe the country is being short-circuited. Me looking at the trucks, we have more guys and the tire eating up. So where these trucks were running before? Who was running these trucks without our acquiescence as a country? We buy our truck, you go use it somewhere and bring it and pin the tires. And you say, oh, we should just jump and say, oh, the people not bring yellow machine that pick up, that poo-poo truck, called yellow machine. All of these should not be difficult for our vice president office to do once they are certain of delivering transparently. Because it is so rare to see people lying under brand new vehicles and repairing parts before it can start. From one of the video footage, an unidentified man lying under one of the trucks and pressing some things under the truck before getting the instruction over to the driver to start the truck. The truck did not even go to camp where yet to be distributed in the counties. People got to lay down under it and put it on. And then you say we shouldn't ask questions about whether that real new truck they brought in the country or not. You think that Boakai family money he used to buy these things? Maybe some of you not paying tax, you don't even know what it means for you to work and wake up early at 4 a.m. in the morning every day to come to work, and then your salaries and your finances are cut in taxes. You don't know what it means, so it doesn't hurt you to understand that when you finish going through all of these, and then the proceeds from that is used clandestinely. To you partisan fanatics, this conversation is absolutely above you. And know that because these undertakings are going to be financed by all of us tax dollars, we all deserve an answer from Mr. Joe Boakai, and of course, for the sake of public good. Neither Joe Boakai nor Jerry Coon is doing us Liberians a favor here. No. Rather, they are spending our country money, and they must account for how well these millions are being spent. There are too many other questions to ask, right? One, the government puts us under the impression that that of course these machines are being procured by them, and of course they're doing it, blah blah blah. So furthermore, we like us, like we said, now that the machines have already started coming on the shows and being moved around places and all of that, let the vice president come as clean as he can to publish the actual contract and the price. At this point, we should know how much. Is it the entire 24 million or spent? Give us the breakdown. This is supposed to be a transparent and accountable government. You can't do a lump sum thing and just present it, and then some other people are walking away with million, and then we sit down. Then we're talking about corruption issue. Say go for CDC people. That kind of stereotypical, brainwash syndrome that's already taking over all of this. I'm going to work with people like us. No, we use our school fees rightly. No, absolutely not. The shipping contract from contractor, the bidding documents, the delivery notes, give it to us. We are saying we don't trust the way you did. We are saying what we see is not clear. So tell us, show us. Show us. Did Liberia purchase these equipment? Did Liberia purchase C2 equipment directly from C2? Did Liberia as a country purchase the equipment directly from C2? What is the question? Based on report, the government of Liberia sourced the C2 equipment, including SE335LC excavators, through Evergreen Import and Export Liberia Corporation. That is the Chinese company that Mr. Kun prefer over ABK Corporation, Liberian, 100%. We made noise about it. They insisted because the big sacks were upped and had bent on their kickbacks and all of that. So they went for it. So that is the company that made the purchase. When this company was supposed to make the purchase exclusively on their own, but Liberia went take the money. This is Liberia taking the money, giving it to the company, say go buy on our behalf. And I'm not understanding. The manufacturer Shutu Construction Machinery Corporation, rather than purchasing them directly from the manufacturer Shutu Construction Machinery. Another thing for you to know. So instead of Liberia purchasing it directly from Shutu Construction Company, right? They had to pass through this Evergreen Import and Export Liberia Corporation. So Liberia did not do any direct purchase with Shutu Machinery in China. So anybody that's trying to put you under that impression, they bloody lie. Like the other time Stanton Waterspoon tried doing. No, you got nothing to do with Shutu. The equipment is part of a $22 million procurement deal for 138 plus machines with payments structured over 3 years starting in 2025. So the country is going to go through this for 3 years, 2025, 26, 27, maybe 28 will still be paying for these yellow machines. The supplier is Evergreen Import and Export Liberia Corporation, not direct China-based Shutu Construction Machinery. Shutu Construction Machinery is not the supplier of these machines. Public information for you to know. The equipment type. The shipment includes Shutu brand bulldozers, excavators, graders, and other heavy-duty machinery. Context: the deal has been, of course, largely subject to scrutiny regarding procurement processes, though the government maintains it is a necessary purchase for infrastructure development. So these are some of the basic things that you need to understand around this. Let me play the video I told you about where somebody was lying down under the car, under one of the cars to start it. And they reports that even some of the machines inside the fence, the reason they couldn't put a lot outside that day was finding difficulty to start.
Let me get you.
Man. The brand new truck, what the government said it brought. For those of you watching the so the man lied down under the car and did some mechanical work before telling the guy to start the car. And then we are asking, but the government told us that they were bringing brand new machines. So why is somebody lying down under the car to start the machine? Tomorrow or some other day, we'll talk more about on the ground and the management and utilization of the machines. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. What's your reaction? What do you think? Are we right to ask the government to provide more details and present consistency with these acquisitions? Because this is not a favor done by the president nor his vice president. This is the Liberian people money. And the Liberian people must never cease to ask about how their monies are spent. Since the lawmakers have already sold themselves, again, you must take on the duty and the responsibility to raise your voice through these mediums and ask for accountability. That's what democracy allows for. 0776 104 104, 086 500 104, plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call, and you will be live. Let's begin with this first caller here. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu, and good morning, Igor. How are you doing? Beautiful.
Let's hear you.
This is Jackson Kubo calling you from Town.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the topic and discussion. You know, we cannot these days use our fake and better-driven lawmakers for them to question the government about how our things are coming to this country. Moreover, not just the government, but this wicked and harmless government. How would they go bring a bunch of ratting things, and they say something what they bring. So that the citizen need to ask. The citizen need to ask the hard questions.
Thank you very much. Citizen need to ask the hard question. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Abu Sharif, and good morning to the peace-loving people of Latvia.
Go ahead.
My name is Josh Waterside Dunoy, and I call you from Waterside this morning. Like Abu, as you said, we overheard and we followed the reading of government, including the Nigerian people that destroyed the first batch of yellow machine, 137 pieces. I quit the yellow machine in the country. So what we saw at one time, it was that 137 pieces of ice quit yellow machine, but it was too many pickup truck and orange water tanker. But so my question is, why the water tank in among the yellow machine? Or is that to the yellow machine? Or the people who try to come this country to take millions of dollars from the Nigerian people?
Yeah, because you take millions, you tell the country, say you bring in yellow machine, then you bring in water trucks.
You bring water truck. And people celebrate. The one thing I said that day, I said, this is how the war came in our country. When the war was in, so people were celebrating in Central Morovia, saying that we want to see, let the rebels come in, because the people never knew the actual factor behind the war. They want to that was able to come into Morovia. We never knew, we never could say that what happened on the yellow mission business. People were celebrating because the damage, the effect, the impact that behind it. Thank you ever so much for the topic discussion.
Thank you very much. Liberia should go beyond the headlines, go beyond the political conversation. Good morning, I'm fine. Let's hear you.
Okay, I'm Franklin Flomo, and I join you from Royal Town. You see, Abu, you know, that's what happened when you elect people with no involvement into public spaces, especially in the halls of Senate. Especially when you have a lawmaker who have no integrity, who can openly sexually harass a female, which is absolutely wrong. Why would you wear yellow? To go parade with a machine that people bought with your taxpayer money. Is that wrong? It's definitely wrong, Abu. To be frank with you, I'm sure you that even the vice president, even Chicago deal with that construction company boss or him.
Your lawmaker, your speaker are supposed to call the people to come report where yellow machine is in the street. Don't finish. The question finished.
I'm telling you, bro, the country is absolutely finished. You have a bunch of corrupt people who we think and we thought that started will put them there. They will go and see how best they can make things correct with their executive. But they go there and they do things based on their political interest. Based on their political interest. My man, we are not, to be honest with you, sometimes I can just sit and just feel bad because I believe that we are not headed nowhere, to be honest with you, because this government, with the expectation we have for this government, they are not even moving anywhere.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling for Israel Welcome County.
Go ahead.
I'm looking for the show this morning. Some of the lawmakers were frustrated. So after the government came and said, begin 135 yellow machine. They went and saw takers and people and truck out there, they were confused. They said, how can they be a yellow machine and they begin takers?
Yeah, take-offs and dump trucks. And nobody's asking the question. Maybe the government brought those pickups and other things, but they will still bring the exact yellow machines. But we have to ask them.
Yeah, but the money that they spend to get a yellow machine is not their money, it's the taxpayer money. If you get a company, say that because tomorrow we'll pay back the money.
Exactly, that's what we're asking. We're going to pay over 3 years. Good morning, let's hear you. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, it's a more calling from the highway. Highway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the people can lie. When we saw stuff, they say, oh, but bringing 3 yellow machine with plenty water tank where the people cartoon trucks and things.
Yeah.
Used for the coastal rate. They bring in there, they say, oh, I'm bringing yellow machine in the country. That is yellow machine. I want to go visit, I call the Barry all the way inside, I call it from my pocket side to Bena US side. I mean, you go there, you see the children when they get by the machine, the package that they're trying to spray it and mix it with that one. So they say, oh, we'll bring the yellow machine, we'll bring new one, we'll bring new one.
Okay, the first one, what Mama Kabede brought, right?
Thank you. The package on there, they're trying to spray it.
I don't know, because as a country, we refuse to ask the hard question. We all just following party thing. Good morning, let's hear you. We have our guest under 7 minutes. Let them more calls. Hello. Hello. Oh, we lost that caller. Let's take. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Good morning to the P. Lawrence of Lofa County. Abu, my name is Mohammed Johnson Fana Jonah. Abu, I want to ask my first to challenge the vice president to publish the deal for our yellow machine. He cannot. We challenge him. Thank you this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning. More and more voices are joining. Let the vice president come clean. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning. Abu Shari, this is Emmanuel Dubai Wasi. I'm calling from King George City.
Go ahead from King George.
Yeah. This is yellow machine for God. Many to who believe a yellow machine is married. He came on the deep sea, the printer it back, and he brought it back. Nobody bring yellow machine. And see yellow machine is like Gloria. They carry on the deep sea, the big printer is spraying, and he brought it back.
Thank you for King George. I know, right? Good morning. We are raising our voices against scam. Let's hear you.
Abu Shari, last night I listened to Honorable Samuka on the spoon tour. Honorable Samuka made it clear to the people that they will not give each country 19 yellow machine. It will be 15. He made that clear yesterday on the spoon tour. That it will be giving each country 15.
But technically, if you do the calculation, you can't get 19. It's not possible.
Exactly so. So when we told the people, their president get lie, they get lie, and all the ministers get lie because they put their lie to the people.
Okay, thank you very much. But this is what we are trying to prevent the country from. Because guess what? Since the inception of the government, as you all may know and can remember very well, the president has clearly scammed the country on a $10 million project in FOIA, which conversations around the transparency and accountability remain very bleak and all that. To the Minister of Public Works, from the onset of the government scammed the Republic $22 million in road contracts when we could not see nothing. Mo Ali, as head of the Water and Sewer Corporation of Liberia, of course, spent some $250,000 United States dollars in Grand Cape Mount County, Bopolu City to be specific, where he delivered only faucets. These are all fraudulent arrangements, and we can't sit there and watch the vice president in broad daylight scam the country another $22, $24 to $30 million in a scam machine acquisition contracting. That's what we're asking the hard questions. Let's hear from 2 more calls, and then we go to something else. Good morning.
Hello,
good morning.
Yeah, good morning to Freedom Entertainment, and good morning to my peace-loving people of the Republic of Liberia. Good morning. Salamu alaikum, Abu Shari. The period there was my Holy Ramadan at the Ate. I don't want to show in a late concern about the yellow machine. I want to ask this government. It's good to fix road. We're not against that bad draft. But the road connectivity they're talking about.
No, but we reached to the road connectivity side yet, right? We are saying the machine they brought, I gave money to go buy a motorbike. Then you go buy a second hand motorbike.
And they told that people are going to bring new brand machine to this country. And they took our huge taxpayer money and go buy sustainable machine. And they are not even start operation and break it down. So
yeah, my Kenny man lying down on a one to start it. Oh my God. I brand new machine. Good morning, you're the last caller.
Good morning,
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Now it's education to the nation. This is the common voice and TOP Willie. Speaking for the common voice, speak for so glad it should fall. Abu, you see what is so embarrassing and so much painful is when we are in the wake of all of these scandals, whether it's with the water and soil, whether it's with Gafford, who have allegedly stolen or $115 million, whether it's with the Ministry of Public Works that took $20+ million and spent it all on the road. Where is with the issue of the yellow machine that go to low competitive bidding processes that the House of Legislature was disrespected? All of these, where is with 34, that combined, that junior combined,
okay, I'm sorry I have to hold you there because of time. Like I said, let me remind you once more that we are not screens to scam dealings and arrangements in this government, as it began with a $10 million project in Foya where the president and the entire government scammed the Liberian people with very little information about that until we pushed them, and then they came, they started giving some uncorroborated narratives and all of that. The Minister of Public Works started the whole scheme when he took $22 million and delivered muddy roads across the country, more Ali $250,000 to deliver faucets. Vice President Kuhn and his cohorts are intending to bring us substandard vehicles, second-handed, that required mechanical work before they start for some $22, $24 to $30 million. That is robbery. And we are standing and raising our voice against that. Let me take this break. We'll come back. We'll have our guest here from the Adventist Campaigners Against Drugs to talk more about the latest project. This break, we'll be right back.
My musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop. for all the people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime again before they before. Stop Liberia from the second to interior. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia is the official partner and sponsor of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. And so welcome, guys. This is the final lap of the conversation, just wherever you are. And we are in conversation with a young lady, Miss Miyata Asuni Dare. And of course, she's from the Adventist, the Liberia Adventist Professional Network. And they've launched a latest campaign against drugs. And so this is the awareness stage. Of course, we've provided the opportunity. Let me go across to bring our sister on. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. And thank you for having me on the show this morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Okay, it's good to have you. So let's talk about the program. The Say No to Drugs campaign, though, right?
Yes. So I'm sure we are aware about the issue of drug abuse in our country. And we know that the people that are the most affected are our youth, our children. And it's a concern for everyone. So the Liberia Adventist Professionals Network, which is a non-profit organization that is made of professionals from Adventists who are professionals from different career paths, come together to give back to society.
Okay, but they are from the Adventist church.
We are all Adventists,
okay,
and we have come together to give back to society, but we are all professionals, from different career paths. So we use our means, our expertise to be able to do community work.
It's a way of giving back to the community.
Yes, giving back to the community. So we also have decided to get involved with this issue of drug abuse because one of the...
Is this your first time? Or as a network, have you been involved with it? Is it a continuation or is this just the beginning?
We normally have health outreaches.
Yeah, but the drug aspect.
Yeah. So that's why I say we normally have one major health outreach where we do free checks and things for people.
Okay.
But because the drugs issue has come, so this one, we decided that this year we'll focus on the drug awareness. Normally we focus on high blood pressure and what is it? Sugar, which is killing a lot of people. We do free tests, we do prescription and all that we help. But this time, since the drug issue has become a major one, we've decided to chip in as well.
Okay.
Give our quota to this cause.
So how are you chipping?
All right, so we did our own background study, and we try to. I know everybody is focused more on the victims. The children are already on the streets, yes, which is good to see how we can take them off. But we have a different perspective to add to that. That we want to look at the source, the root cause.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
that's ambitious.
Yeah, where are these children coming from before they go to the streets?
You mean the children or the source of the drugs?
No, I'm not saying the source of the drugs.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying the people that the children that are on the streets.
Okay.
Where do they come in contact with this drug?
Okay.
Who are these people?
The point of contact.
Yes. We found out that most of these young people were students. They were in school before. So they go to school and then they become influenced. Some were on campus, some follow their friends after school. So these are mostly students. Yeah, if you see the story of these young people, these are people, some of them were in school before, their parents were supporting them. And then they unfortunately got caught up in the drug addiction.
And you assume that they largely get involved with it from the schools?
We assume or we know that they were students before.
Okay.
That's the point. So we have decided to target students.
We are tracing the point of contact.
When I say point of contact,
where do they come in contact with drugs? It's a good conversation. So,
yes. What I mean is we are having discussions with high schools.
Okay. And what do they say?
And they have agreed that they are struggling with it. They have admitted to the fact that they are struggling with it. And when the children take the drugs, they misbehave in class. They cannot focus. And after some time, they drop. So it is not a strange thing.
Okay.
And as I said, even those who are on the streets helping children, if you watch online and all, you see that these kids were in school. What I mean, they were students. It's not just children who are just in the community on the street, who are not doing anything. These are children that their parents are putting them into school, and then all of a sudden they just became, some kind of way, and they end up on
because what we're trying to understand is whatever study you've done, because this is about trying to signal our school campus are supposed to be safe haven for our children.
Yes, so that's what I'm going now.
Have turned into.
Yes, that's where I'm going now.
Okay.
So as I said, for this program, for example, we contacted over 30 schools, and believe me, they were even more excited than we were.
Wow.
Because they admit to the fact that it's a serious problem with the students. Even some of the students are giving it to their friends, selling it to their friends.
You mean students?
Yeah. Sometimes they will have programs, or they will put it in cayenne, they will put it in juice, they will put it in stuff, and peer pressure. They want to share, and then they want their friends to do what they are doing as well. You know that already, young people, and say try, mommy. And then sometimes we have heard experiences where students youth don't even know that a particular thing had the drug in it.
They're not informed.
Yes, prior to it, they took it in because the ones that already only want their friends to join. So our attention, as I say, our group is called Liberia Avant. Our organization is Liberia Avant. It's professionals network. We are more focused on empowering professionals, and we believe that students are the incoming professionals because they are the ones who go to college. They're the ones who expect to become people who work in the workplaces tomorrow.
So we focus primarily on high school.
So our focus is on students, high school students.
Yeah, because they're university students too.
Welcome to the university students. We know when you pass 18, 20, 23, there's some level of balance. Peer pressure studies have shown that at least you know what you want.
Make a choice.
Yes. So for you to just get a university student to just say, "Mommy, can't let go somewhere, go smoke," it happens. It happens, but they would think, right? They would think. The people that are most vulnerable, the doctors will tell you, are those in a teenage. They are most vulnerable because at that time, there's a lot of things going on with their bodies, their minds, and they are easily moved by peer pressure. So our concern is when we send our kids to school, we want to make sure that they are safe. They are not used for sales of drugs. If the drug laws don't have a market, if anybody don't have a market, that business cannot hold. So if our children have become targeted for point of sale because they carry little money to school, and instead of them buying their food, they will take it and buy drugs, then it's of high concern to us. And we want to raise the awareness that schools should be protected. Private and government schools should take security checks seriously. Check tickets when school, my son is in, they have to check their bag, they have high security.
So with your study with these schools, what did the vulnerability you observe?
No, listen now. The program we are having, the campaign we are having is the step.
Okay.
We have done preliminary discussions. We are now going to get data and confirm what is happening. You understand?
Okay.
So now these 30 schools, which we are targeting about 5,000 students, are going to come. We're going to sensitize the students. We're going to do the appropriate awareness. We're going to we're working with liaison with the Ministry of Health, Mental Health Department. We also have professionals in our network who are into mental health. So they will be teaching, you got doctors as well, health workers. We'll be teaching these young people the effects of drugs, what it can do to them. So they themselves can know that it is bad. It's not something that I want to, my life will end up bad. So we want to give them all the information they need so that they can protect themselves. Even to know how the drugs look. to be able to how we even work with the DEA to yeah, we're gonna show pictures. You got video, you got PowerPoint. No, I'll say I begin just like this. No one of you PowerPoint want to show this is how it look. If it's a dust, it's a whatever, we know show you how it look. Sure. If you see it with your friend, you know that that's something my friend here is not good. What they're sniffing is not good. They need to know it. There's nothing we can hide again because the children on the internet already got everything. So we want to show it to them. We want to show them means in which it's being sold. For example, through the Kenya, they say they got what is it? Country rice. You know, they got medium.
But these are common food.
Common food that is sold. But trust me.
So then, how are we going to prevent that?
No, we're going to teach our children how they are packaging it, so that when they are eating Kenya or when they are giving Kenya, they will know what they are eating. At least they sensitize that this is a channel that is being used. It's a food that is being used.
Just by the naked eye.
Not by the naked eye. I will tell my son, I said, don't eat Kenya off. If you want to eat Kenya, I'll make you Kenya.
That's where I'm going to, right? Is it that we're going to encourage the kids not to pack Kenya publicly?
We're going to sensitize the kids of the strategy of the drug laws, where they are using
Kenya.
Yes. The people who are saying it ordinarily. Some of them know that there's drugs. Some of them don't know that there's drugs.
Some of them put it in juices and all of that.
Yes. Some of them know that a particular person is saying a particular thing drugs inside. Some of them don't know. But we just want to sensitize our children because not all of them want to do this. Some of them are just carried away. So if my son knows that Kaya is being used, country rice is being used, I just tell him don't. If someone offers you that, just avoid eating it. You want to eat it, I'll make it happen. Okay. So we want to sensitize them on what strategies are being used by these people. Okay, that's one aspect. So we are taking 2 days intensive, which is on the 12th and the 13th of March. It's restricted. The program will be held at the BURC field. It's restricted. Those 2 days are restricted to only the students we are recruiting. We are not expecting, you can't just walk in. No, we have a listing from the schools. If you are out there, you want your teenager, because we are focused on Central Monrovia now, we will take it to Painesville area. We will take it to Bushra Island. But this first one is Central Monrovia.
What about Gardensville?
Bushra Island, I don't know where I am. In Bushra, we join them.
Okay.
So if you want your child to participate in this, maybe the 30 schools, your child may not be in those schools, you can get our number, you can call after this, we will register. But the person has to be registered before they can come, because we can providing transportation to pick them and all that will have points. So those 2 days will be intensive with them. Then on Saturday, which is the last day, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, from the 12th to the 14th.
Okay.
So Saturday, which is the last day, is the one that we are involving parents, because parents have the responsibility to protect their children. You got to know where your children is where your child is after school. You need to know if your child coming home. Check their bags once in a while. You understand? And somebody tells me that when the children take the drugs, that sometimes they behave in a certain way that we need to know as parents. Sometimes they oversleep. Sometimes they are very loud. Sometimes they just disappear from home. We as parents need to know these things.
So when you observe these patterns,
you inquire. You start to, the children don't just end up on the street automatically. The thing doesn't just work like that. It takes time.
So when a parent observes these patterns, for example, 1 or 2 times, what are you going to advise them to do?
Yeah, so those are the things that we're going to tell them. The health people will be there to tell them what you can do, what help you can give the child you observe, what you can do, where you can get drug tests from. You confirm if it's confirmed, what you can do to help the child before they get in a stage where the child is actually in the street and you can't find them to sleep at home. These things happen gradually. It's because we are not monitoring our kids that sometimes before we even find out, it's too late. So on Saturday, we're saying parents, especially parents of teenagers. If you are a parent of a teenage me, between that age of 13 to 18, if you got child in that range, we want you to come. There's a lot to learn about what you can do to prevent and to help a child that is already in it. Now, even if you have a child that is already a drug addict.
Is this procedure or this process very effective, you think?
The awareness? Oh, yes. we overlook mindset in Liberia. That's the problem. Everything comes from the mind. Listen, if you train your child, like I say every day, I give my son a little bit of sermon. If you train your child's mind, they themselves become guides for themselves. The first thing you want the youth themselves to become guides for themselves.
You start with training.
It's our mindset. It's our talking to them. It's our enlightening them. I'm sorry.
Do you think it's the absence of that?
I'm sorry. One of my colleagues who should be here, he was a victim before.
Okay.
To talk more about how he got involved and the importance of if he had just known.
So 1 minute.
What it does to your life.
Are you indicating that we've not, as a society, placed attention more
on
awareness, especially from the homes?
Yes. Not only the especially this.
We're talking about issues from that.
The parents can do theirs, but we cannot leave it particularly to the parents because it's a society.
Yeah, but then I see your conversation focusing more on the students and the parents. What's there for the administrators, the school administrators? Because this should also have to save them.
Yeah. Should be the ones that take action to help to protect the children. So, okay, I didn't say that. But the schools were also asking them to send people we can train as trainer of trainers. So we're asking the school to send at least 2 staff who can come. They will also be empowered, give material so they can continue this awareness at their various schools. So we're involving somebody. So we ask these people to send adults with students who will be trained, who will be equipped and giving every material they need to go back to and remain an awareness person for that school as to how they can also fight the drug. So on Saturday we are fighting and we're having we believe in God. Yes, we believe in God. And we believe that there's nothing that we can do without him. We are Christians. So we are having a fast and prayer on Saturday from 12 midnight Friday to 12 p.m. Saturday.
Okay.
We'll have a fasting. We're not going to eat, and then we'll have lunch there. We'll break the fast there at the program. So we're calling on church leaders. We're calling on pastors. We are calling on prayer warriors for Saturday's event to join us. If you have the Say No to Drugs t-shirt already, bravo, you can wear it. If you don't have it, you can come. You can wear something black or something.
But do you have some available?
We are not distributing it. No. We are encouraging you that if you have it, fine. If you don't have it, just come with your teenager, come with your kids. And on Saturday it's open. So that's what we're saying.
Is there any partnership with government agency?
Yes. We want to say thank you to the Ministry of Youth and Sport. We just got information. Yes, they have given us clearance to use the venue. We are using the field. Yes.
Who is under the Ministry of Sport?
That's what they say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the LFA is also supervised by the Ministry of Youth and Sport. So we want to say thank you to them. Also, the DEA, we are in discussions. Yes, we're supposed to meet the director very soon. So they are open.
What sort of support do you need from the DEA, for example?
The DEA, we need them to be there the first thing because we are doing drug testing. I didn't say that. We are doing drug testing. Yeah.
Oh, the students are going to be tested?
Yes. We're going to do drug testing. We want to come out with statistics. Yes. So if we do this every year, you will see the trend. If it's improving or declining, So we want to come out with statistics. We want to come out with reports. We don't want to continue the country where we can just talk. You don't have facts. You don't have reports. Just say, I think. No, we are professionals. So we'll be doing drug testing. Come with your kids. Please register your youth if you want your youth to attend on Tuesdays. And on the Tuesday and Friday session, you have to register them. It's free. Just call our number. We'll enroll them.
Lastly.
But Saturday is open. We want everybody to come and support. Please, we are not protesting. We are not disturbing the streets. We don't want crowds on the streets. Just dress up, come to the BURC field, and you enter. When you enter, then we'll do all the drama there.
Okay. Lastly, there are addicts already. Do you have plans for them? Because a lot of them have been crying out for help.
Yes.
Right.
So yes, we also supposed to meet with the senators of Montserrat County, both Senator Dillon and Sa. Those are the two we are working with, or we are depending on to also support. So Senator Dela is also already in this drug thing. So we are thinking that once we do the test, and we'll find out that these kids have the drugs in their system already. Those that have it, at least we have detected early. They are not yet in the street. It's not bad yet. Yes. So we now work with partners, rehabilitation centers, and government, Ministry of Sports will send a report to them, and then we'll work together to see how we can get them help.
Okay. Her name is Miata, and of course, she's from the Adventist Professional Network. Yeah. And we're talking drug-related issues, particularly affecting our kids in schools. When you think you're at work, you're in school, being trained, but then there's a menace that's also affecting the development process, which is drug. And they're coming in contact on the campuses. So let's hear you, parents, on what you think about this initiative. 0776 104 104 065 104 plus 231 86 500 104. For those of you in the diaspora, those are the numbers to call. Let's take this caller here. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Apple. Good morning to your studio guests. Yeah, my name is Reverend Festus Arabi Logan.
Okay, Reverend, go ahead.
I'm so interested in this question. That's what prompted me to call this morning. And I said, thank you to the other team for such a wonderful job. And I want to extend my same thanks to the LDA, the government of Nigeria, for some steps taken. She said something that's very important and I want us to take note of. Remember when I was at the university, one of the things we did in 2019, 2018 and 2019 was to know what is the cause of the situation, this job situation.
Okay, you want to wrap up quickly because of time, we won't take at least.
Yeah. So, most of the time we always talk about all the guys who are going to arrest them, who are going to carry them to rehabilitation center without understanding the source, the origin, the graphs, the root of it. So that's very important to know what it is. And we did a survey, I remember, that covered 25,000 victim drug user at a time for 3 contests. So I think this needs to be extended.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you very much. It needs to be extended. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
Okay, you read the number so maybe the Reverend call you. Good morning. Please, 10 seconds.
This is Joe, and I'm calling you from Ghana too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm also interested in the topic, right? And the first time you ask the lady there is, how she want to explain the issue of the drug, and she said they want to be more formal or whatever it is. It's good that pastor was there, like the DEA. Students don't know the drugs at all, right? So, I don't know whether they can get in contact with the same DEA to physically display the issue of drugs to the DEA, not
just footage or what have you, but to show it to them and say, what you see, you know the I don't know.
Yeah, they can come out to they're probably going to be there, right? They don't know if they have to feel told about that makes sense to them. I want to see a certain
and then when you speak to them, they want to live for Crystal.
Yeah, they need to.
Thank you very much. Okay, 0776 104 104 104. We can take like 2 more calls and then go to Miata to wrap up. These are very important matters in the country. Our kids, the future, you're doing everything, you're investing in them, you're waiting for them to be productive citizens and what have you, and then they turn out to be something else. Good morning. Oh my God. Okay, let's pick this call from this side. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. 10 seconds. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Alpha. I'm calling from Broadville.
Go ahead, Alpha.
Yeah, I want to tell you, madam, thank you for giving all this message. But I want to be part of the program. But this now, I don't know how I will be part of the program.
Okay, she's going to announce the number, and of course, it's going to be on Saturday. The open one's going to be on Saturday. The other ones are for the kids exclusively. But you just keep listening, you hear the number.
You also volunteer.
Right? Yeah, so that's What is it? Super, go ahead. Miata, listen to the callers. 3-4. How do you respond?
Yes. So, yeah, I'm glad that people have interest in this. And those of us who have teenagers, I do. Sometimes we are paranoid. And so we all need to get involved, because if another person's child is down, your child is at risk, because these are the friends of your children. So we are calling on partners. Everyone are listening to me. We need volunteers. If you're a health worker, you can volunteer. If you can just come to be helping us serve water, on that day, cater to the young people, you can volunteer. So we have a meeting on Thursday. It's 4 p.m. General planning meeting. And if you want, especially our churches, our pastors, if you want to partner with us and support us, especially for the fasting prayer on Saturday, our numbers are 0776 407183 or 0886 the same 407183. So yes, 0776 407183 or 0886 407183. Please contact us and join us. And we're calling all government agencies and all institutions, NGOs, and all. This is everybody's business. Come on board. Let's raise the appropriate awareness. As I said, this is not a one-time thing, because people calling us say, "Oh, please wait able to the Tina Issa there."
That's all.
Yeah, so we'll have one Painesville. Hopefully, we'll have 3 days here. One Painesville, and then we'll join Bushra Island in Gallantsville and have one for the students on our side.
Okay, Mia. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much for having me, for us to have this very important discussion. And Freedom FM, we hope you will continue to talk about this.
So,
yeah,
we've always been,
even in our absence. Yeah.
Certainly, thank you very much for sharing our platform. And of course, that was Miata from the Advantage Professional Network. They're having the events on the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th. And of course, you could join in the cause for the people. My name is Abu Sharif. This is how we like to wind down the curtains on this Monday morning edition of the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. Until we see you tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful time from the nation's capital. Bye-bye.